Hey, welcome back. Or if you missed the first bit,
welcome.
So
this is part 2 of our theatrical cut of our collection of sci-fi and fantasy books. For those that didn't see part 1, we're in the process of moving house and we have a ginormous collection of sci-fi and fantasy books that we decided it would be fun,
hilarious
to film ourselves packing away. We were wrong, but for your benefit, you do get to look at all of our beautiful books and listen to our commentary as we record it.
Shall we dive in?
Let's dive in.
Hey, look! Hey, Laura, we got to pee. You know what that means?
Oh, God.
It's time for the Pratchett section. This is going to last a while, folks. Strap in, because we're about to get Pratchetty. So I've been collecting Pratchett books for a few years now, and I have got some pretty incredible things. So this here, Changing Angle, this is my typescript of Night Watch, which is one of his later Discworld books and one of my favourites. And right here, I got this box especially made to house it, and this I got via... well, I found someone who was selling something from an auction that also had this in it, and I managed to make contact with the man, and we met in a shady parking garage outside Heathrow Airport, and bought this from him. But it is legit, it's 100% legit. It came from Patrick Jansen-Smith's collection, and that's a note from the proofreader, Diane Pearson. And so these typescripts are not really, they don't like them being, out in the world, and so I'm very much keeping this one to myself, and I'm not showing what's inside it. But yeah, it's a really cool thing, really cool object. So let's go through the collection, shall we?
You forgot to mention that when that box arrived, on the front it said
Frist
Draft.
Yeah, it did say that. Okay, this book here, this is one of 504, I believe, 506 maybe, UK first editions of The Colour of Magic. Most of them went into the libraries. Very few of them came out in this condition. This is not a library book. This is fine. It is honestly as rare as hen's teeth, rarer than hen's teeth.
And hens don't have teeth.
Hens don't have teeth. And here begins my life's work. I decided for whatever reason that I wanted to acquire all 40 Discworld books that Terry Pratchett released when he was alive, signed.
First editions.
And so these are all first editions, and they are, apart from 2, all signed. A lot of them came from the same collection. This man called Neil, I don't know what his full name was, but he managed to get a lot of his books signed by both Terry Pratchett and Josh Kirby, who is the illustrator for the first tranche of Terry Pratchett's books. So it made the collecting easier, I can tell you that. But yeah, no, it was really exciting to come across that lot.
This is one of the ones that isn't signed, and annoyingly is also, I think it's best to say, your favourite.
Yes, that is true.
So if you have a signed first edition of Equal Rights
that you're willing to part with for the below market value,
please let us know.
I could just buy it, but I mean, I can't justify it. Mort, this one, weirdly, when first editions of Mort are more valuable than Equal Rights for some reason. I think it's because it's a more popular book, and again,
I really like Mort. Yeah. Mort is my favourite.
Yeah, Mort is fantastic. It is.
You'll see later. Yeah. Have we included the poster in this video?
Yes.
Yeah. The poster that we'll see later is of Mort, and I just think it's fantastic.
This is the other one that isn't signed, by the way. This is Sorcery, the fifth book.
I have to say, I don't love Josh Kirby's illustrations,
and I can totally see where you're coming from. They are quite booby and grotesque. They have a character. They're kind of, in some ways they're charming, in other ways they are kind of distressing. You can also see the variety of Terry Pratchett's signatures here. So this is an early one. You can see where he basically wrote out most of his name. By the time we get to the end, you'll see that his signature's completely changed. The only thing that's really in common is the way that he connects the Y and the P, and you can track that through all of his signatures. But they do change, and you can basically age a signature by what style. So this you can see is a later signature because it's one kind of swirly loopy thing.
But Pyramids is an earlier book, so
Yeah.
is that signature not contemporaneous with the
Yes,
publication?
that would be a later signature
Yeah.
that someone bought that. This book is actually double signed. Oh, I forgot to show the double signing, but what was quite funny is the second time that the person got it signed, Terry Pratchett wrote his name twice as a joke. So on the previous page, there's another signature. I forgot to put it on there, but I just thought that was a really funny, particularly funny inscription. Okay, we are very much in the last third now of Discworld. You've been very patient, everyone. Well done for staying for so long.
I need another cup of tea. I need another cup. Let's have a break for a cup of tea.
But we're over halfway through the whole video.
Let's break for tea.
Okay. You would have one.
Thank you.
I honestly forgot. Well, I didn't forget. I knew how many Terry Pratchett books I had. I didn't realise how long it was going to take to go through them all.
So towards the end of Terry's life, naturally, like, you know, he was signing. Well, he was still signing a lot of books, but the books towards the end of his life are slightly harder to get hold of signed, and often they came with the stamp of authenticity, very much like this one here. You see the hologram. That was present on Snuff and present on Raising Steam. Might have been present on some of I Shall Web and Night, I'm not sure. Anyway, so you know you got one that's bona fide if it's got a little stamp on it. And so those ones tend to be worth a little bit more than the general going rate for signed Pratchetts.
For those that don't know, so Terry, did he have was it Alzheimer's or
Yep.
some kind of degenerative brain
Yep.
disease by the end of his life, very sadly,
Yeah.
which made signing books much more difficult for him, sadly.
Very sad.
This, I think, is one of my favourite Terry Pratchett.
That's your favourite Terry Pratchett.
Yeah.
It's funny that. Yeah.
And it was written with
Old Neil.
Neil Gaiman.
Here is his non-fiction, which is a really interesting read. And the guy who narrated the audiobook for that one, by the way, for Simpler Keyboards, some of this collection actually comes from him. He lives local to us, and very nice man. Does an incredible impression of Terry Pratchett. Really, 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 really good guy.
Didn't you buy some books from him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is Made Out to Me. There you go, Rob Wilkins. I made him laugh. There's a photo of the moment.
Let's have it pop up on the screen.
Blah. There you go. Life-changing moment. So that one's Made Out to Me.
Oh, look, the cat's awake.
Oh, the cat's awake. This one is also made out for me. This is the most recent Discworld bit of literature, and this one is by Terry's daughter, Rhianna Pratchett, and Gabriel Kent, or Gabrielle Kent, I didn't know how to pronounce it. But this one, yeah, also signed. And I was telling Rhianna Pratchett, actually, the first exposure I had to her work wasn't anything she wrote, it's actually Tomb Raider.
She was a game developer, wasn't she?
Yeah, game writer for games.
Yeah.
And here it is, the best part of my Terry Pratchett
The
collection.
worst thing I've ever seen in my life.
The best thing ever. A AA road sign from one of the Discworld conventions.
This is the closest that Ross and I ever came to breaking up when he brought this home.
You have to laugh because otherwise you'll cry. I mean, come on, look at it. I mean, the idea is that when we eventually open a shop, that it's going to be a prop in the shop. So, okay, another author.
Woo!
Hey, there you go. Okay, we're done. We're done with
God.
Terry Pratchett. Look at
This
this.
was another either Goldsboro or a Lumicrate. I
Yeah.
can't remember which.
We meant to put it in with the L's, but then we forgot and put it in with the R's. So look at Gabriela Romero Lacruz's signature. That is gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous.
I feel like that's more likely to be Goldsboro than a Lumicrate. But
Possibly.
I can't remember,
know.
to be honest.
No. Yeah, and the one we really want will be Broken Binding. Hey, Patrick Rothfuss, the man that the internet loves to hate, and we also don't really. I mean, we do.
This
like
is a
the
very
Rothfuss
good
there, but
book.
The Name of the Wind is fantastic.
Yeah.
That is the first US edition, first print, and there are actually two of them, but that one is one of the designs. That is our signed Patrick Rothfuss. I think his signature is pretty awful, but never mind. And I just have, for whatever reason, still have a paperback copy and a US paperback copy.
That's a cool copy. I really like that copy.
You like the one?
It's a nice floppy paperback.
I like floppiness. I don't really like the design of it, though. It's a bit, I don't know, a bit boring, don't you think? Hey! The man of the moment. And thank you, Jake, once again. Thank you, subscribe, Jake.
Thank you, Jake.
We shout him out in every single one of our videos. Christopher Ruocchio, I mean, the Sunny to Saga is just... I'm taking my time with it. Look, we got 2 copies, and this one here is arguably as special as the one that Jake...
nothing will ever be as special as the one that Jake sent.
That one holds sentimental value.
Yeah.
This one here is very exciting because it is signed and numbered, number 132. And these were, I don't know if this one specifically was, but Howling Dark and Demon in White, as we're about to see coming on the screen, were actually, yes, I was like, hold that there, hold that thought. So these 2 were specially commissioned by Anderida Books. And this is also signed, numbered, same number, matching number. But wait, there's more. There's more, Laura.
I know, I was there.
This is me getting the signature page ready. Demon in White, also signed, also numbered, number 132. So I bought those. Yeah.
Did you not get an email from Andromeda Books this afternoon?
And Derrida Books. Yes, I did, because you'll see that following. So I bought those three in a single lot from a very lovely seller, and very excited to get them because they were bloody difficult to get. Like Howling Dark, Demon in White. Turns out only 300 of them were printed, full stop, in hardback for the UK market. And literally, it was a special commission by Anderida Books, so that's why they were so difficult to get a hold of. But now Christopher Ruocchio is fairly popular, fairly famous, and so more of these books are being printed, which is exciting to see. But I didn't really hold much hope of being able to get a signed and numbered copy of Kingdom of Death, and you can see that one is signed, but it's not numbered. And I was kind of thinking, okay, well, that's the end of the road. I'm gonna just have number 132 for the first 3, and that's gonna be it. But today, I got an email from Anderida Books saying that they had number 132 of not just Kingdoms of Death, but also Ashes of Man. And so it genuinely made me like get emotional that I would be able to get all of them with the same number. Normally I wouldn't care about that kind of thing, but just because I do have... Oh yeah, that one's not signed. I forgot to put that in. But yeah, no, it makes me so happy that to be able to get them all UK signed. Hey, Brando Sando time.
We love a bit of Brando Sando.
We do. You're a big Stormlight fan, aren't you?
Yeah, I like Stormlight.
I am sort of in...
Oh no, we've gone out to put... Oh,
Don't worry about that. They will take over itself. I've only read the first 2 Stormlights. You've read the first 3, right?
Yes, that's
You haven't read Rhythm of War. We're going to read... Well, are you going to read it at some point?
Yeah, one day.
Yeah,
My TBR is as long as my arm.
I might drop it. I've just did Words of Radiance, and I think... There you go, floppy paperbacks. Might be the last one I do, just because they're so big, and it was interesting, but it didn't get me in the same way that for some reason I've got a mass market paperback for that one. Dang me. It just didn't get me in the same way that like Sun Eater did, for instance. And there's only, maybe later on I'll get it. And Mistborn, I absolutely loved these ones. And look, that one's signed.
That is such a signature. Sorry, Brando.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's not very good. But he does sign a lot of books. Let's be fair to him. I mean, if you sign a lot of books, you're going to have to simplify your signature in some way. But yes, we do have all 3 US hardbacks of Mistborn. Era 1, not tried Era 2, doesn't really interest me, to be honest. I'm sure it's great, but yeah, I don't know. They're just books I find more interesting. And, are you tired? Oh, well, we're getting there. Prior of the Orange Tree. I did DNF this one. I might give it another go someday, but again, it's just a really long book.
This is such a cool copy of Frankenstein.
My copy of Frankenstein is better than your copy of Frankenstein, pointing the camera. This is a signed copy of Hyperion. I love this book and I hate this book. I have such strong feelings about this book. It felt like it could have been the best sci-fi book ever written, but for whatever reason, he sabotaged it. He sabotaged himself.
Oof.
Adrian Tchaikovsky, we love him. I know I've gone straight into book 2, and we have 2 copies of this for some reason because all of them signed. It's just because
you gave my brother this for Christmas, didn't you?
I gave him the first one, Children of Time, which there's a paperback coming up in a sec.
Yeah.
Which is just an extraordinary book. If you haven't read it, what are you doing here? Stop watching this video. Go find Children of Time. There it is.
Don't actually.
No, actually do. Yeah, keep watching. Children of Time is just one of the most extraordinary books I've ever read. City of Last Chances, we'll read it this year. Hey, it's your German.
Yeah, so I'm learning German. I'm on a 330-day streak on Duolingo.
Yeah.
And I thought, I'll buy some sci-fi in German and see if I can read it. I can't.
No, didn't understand it.
Rossi, what is this we're looking at?
That is a very special second edition copy of The Hobbit. Not second print, second edition. That's was very lovingly restored, actually, by my mum, who is an incredible artist. There was quite a lot of loss on the dust jacket, and she did a fantastic job repainting it. Then this is the first copy of The Hobbit that I ever owned with my name on the inside. And this one is just as valuable as the second edition. And so we've got to get the bubble wrap out for this one too. Not going to get this one damaged. Very important. Means a lot. Okay, so those are 2 copies of The Hobbit. How about a third copy of The Hobbit? This one
I thought
is
we had a
from the
lot of
90s.
copies of Terry Pratchett books. You wait.
How about another copy of The Hobbit?
You wait.
And how about...
I thought I was on drugs.
Another copy of The Hobbit. I like The Hobbit. One more copy of The Hobbit. This is the facsimile first edition.
This one's got a little a holograph on the front.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't get that. It's odd. But I like the book with its inside. It's inside the thing. So, all right. So, Lord of the Rings. I mean,
what could be next? Could it be?
What could be next? Lord of the Rings. Look, I love Pauline Bain's designs on those covers. That's why I've got 2 of them.
What more? It's the Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings. Look at that beautiful box set. Isn't that gorgeous? That was one of the early HarperCollins ones, and they did a fantastic job.
What's next?
You know what it is.
It's the Lord of the Rings.
This is a deluxe Lord of the Rings, printed on India paper. Unfortunately, missing the box, but it was a bargain, so still bought it.
What's next, Ross?
Lord of the Rings. This is the deluxe, illustrated by the author with the sprayed edges. Very lovely.
What's next, Ross?
It's Lord of the Rings. Just you wait. There you go. So this is the Folio Society copy of Lord of the Rings here. These are, there are lots of different versions of the Folio Society Lord of the Rings. That's my favourite. The plainest ones.
I'm not going to make the same joke again.
It's Lord of the Rings. This is a US illustrated copy. The US illustrated one has a cooler front cover. That's my reading copy of Lord of the Rings, which just flew by. The red book, and one last copy of Lord of the Rings, which is the same copy that I had when I was a kid. There you go. No more copies of the Lord of the Rings. I promise.
He lied.
The Silmarillion. So 2 copies of the Silmarillion. The first one, that was George Allen and Unwin's first edition. This was a book club edition. And so we've got 2 copies of Silmarillion. Okay, talking's over. Was that Goldsboro or was that Ilium Crate?
Yes.
Yes. My War of the Worlds with the Jeff Wayne cover.
Great book.
Oh man, the musical's fantastic. Really highly recommend it. Yeah, the musical, honestly, is so good. So good.
You think you know a guy?
Martha Wells.
So I am going through a very heavy Murderbots phase at the moment.
Yeah.
And I mentioned earlier I've got 4 Martha Wells books arriving this week. And it's the first 4 of the Murderbots.
And there's number 5. Is that number 5?
That's number 6, I think.
Okay. I don't know anything about Murderbot.
So I've already devoured the first 3. I'm on the 4th one at the moment. And I've ordered signed copies of number 1, 2, 3, 4.
Cool.
Because I have apparently more money than sense, but I also don't have any money.
Yeah.
So I don't have any money or
don't have money nor sense. Hey, Brent Weeks. This is
love this series.
One of your faves.
Yeah, I love this series. Fave. So the Black Prism series, I think it's a very underrated series. It's very clever. It's got a really, really cool magic system where the magic users draw on the power of the light spectrum. It's
cool.
It's really cool. It's a really cool magic system.
Yeah. You still haven't got me into them though.
No, and I just think it's really underrated. I will admit that I haven't read the 5th one yet.
And a lot of people say I've heard the 5th one isn't as good as the other 4.
Which is part of why I haven't read it
Oh,
yet.
are you kind of concerned about it? Like
Yeah, because I love the first 4, and then I've heard that the 5th one's not so good, and I'm a bit like, I don't want
this
it
being
to
the 5th
be.
one on the screen.
I don't want it to be ruined for me.
Well, if you never finish it, then you will always remember it as a good series.
Exactly.
Yeah. This is my copy of the Dragonman Chair, which is their book club copy, and it looks better than a book club copy should. It's a gorgeous copy. Haunting of Lisbeth Cray, underrated book. Really enjoyed that. Really fun little short book, and has Dagon in it, which is fun. We are getting right up to the end of the alphabet. Which is the last one in the alphabet in this list? I'm trying to remember now. It's not Janny Wurts, Curse the Mistwraith, another floppy paperback. I think it might be this one. Are we ready? No, it's not. Got John Wyndham.
That's a good book, by the way.
Yeah.
Day of the Triffids.
Neon Yang, the Tensorate series. I really enjoy the Tensorate series. I think it's fantastic. I think we are about to come up to the end, Laura.
Is that a Z? Do we have any Zs?
I don't think we have any Zs. We just have this compendium which has lots of authors in it. So didn't count in the alphabet. Wow.
How many books do we owe?
Did we owed?
How many books was that?
God knows.
I don't know. Too many.
Well, that was that. I can't believe you're still here. Congratulations, you have watched the whole thing. If you enjoyed that, then please do give us a thumbs up. If you didn't enjoy that, just keep it to yourself, because we are both very fragile human beings, and we don't have
So many books. So many books.
Yeah, hit that like button if you enjoyed it. If you didn't like it, please don't tell us, because we will cry. We're right on the edge. We're trying really hard to put out some really good, interesting, fun content for you. So if you would like some more, hit that subscribe button. If you got to the end, leave us a comment starting with the word "wow," just so that we know that you got to the end.
Or four.
Or four.
Either wow or four.
Yeah. Then we'll really know that you did get to the end.
Yeah.
Find us on Instagram at Hardy's Books. Find us on TikTok. Have I already said this?
Not in this video.
Okay. Find us on Instagram at Hardy's Books. Find us on TikTok at Hardy's Books. We have a shop, hardysbooks.co.uk, where we sell modern first editions, we sell signed editions, we sell special editions, and we sell some fun antiquarian goodies. So head over there if that's your thing.
Yep.
And we'll see you in the next one. Love you.
Bye.
Bye.